There we go. I'm the Tigers. We're going to do the Tigers. My wife drew this. All right, so get this in the Chatterito. Now I don't, the windowed mode, I don't know how this is going to work really with OOTP. We'll see. If it sucks, it sucks. And really mostly just doing it to keep the channel fresh anyway. Don't want to get buried in the algorithms, if that's even a thing that can happen. Okay. See if anybody shows up here. Just kind of chill. See who shows up. Anybody shows up. Gonna play some OOTP. Gonna be the Tigers for the stream. You'll see, watch me check my phone. Let's check my phone. Oh. Please don't watch the monsters. All right, I'm trying to okay. So it looks like when I am watching, I see myself, but when I bring up OOTP, I want it to be OOTP. OOTP start screen. I got all night to wait for people to show up. I'm not picky. This is what I was going to be doing anyway. Feel me? So if I can do this and sit here and talk to myself while I do it, why not? Please don't watch the monsters. Oh, wait, yeah, so that's super small. That's not, I want it reversed. Can I switch them around? There we go.
There we go.
That's a little bit more what I'm talking about. There's nobody here yet, so I'm just jacking off.
Don't you on YouTube?
I'm just jacking it in San Diego. Jacking it, smack. Jacking it, smack. Whacking it, whack. Jacking it, smack. Everybody come hang out with me. I'm a lonely dude with no real friends. I'm not a lonely dude. I prefer being alone, but I do have no friends.
Not lonely, you're lonesome.
Yeah, lonesome. I'm the lonesome dove, like Bret Hart.
Yeah.
You know how blown away I was when I went up to Sean that day and asked him what his favorite TV show ever was, and he's like, "Well, I got to think about it a little bit." And he comes up to me later and says, "Lonesome Dove."
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Yeah.
that.
I was like, "What in the fuck are you talking about?" Weird Canadian show that only ran like 2 seasons that had Bret Hart.
Yeah.
Like, how is that your favorite show?
I don't think he knows.
Well, that's a
It's
that's a
pretty-
weird thing to say
If it is
for not knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please don't watch the monsters. Wow. Your basic OOTP, layout. Give it a little bit. You know what we'll do while I'm waiting for people to show up? We'll jack around on the perfect team a little bit. This week in perfect team is tonight. Don't care. They kind of do the thing I do for perfect team for the ABL. My perfect team, not very good. I haven't played it much. We'll open some packs. How about that? Maybe I should wait for people to be around for that. Opening packs is fun. What?
Mhm.
New Bedford Greenbud. That's my team. None of this stuff matters.
You're gonna drive yourself crazy when you see that you're wiggling on this thing.
Oh, shit. Yes, I am. All right. I do it so much I don't even notice until like later I see it back. I'm like, oh my god, that has to be so annoying. Please don't watch the monsters. Take a look at the old Greenbud team right now. For the Yeomans. Yeah, Chris Paddock. Finished to a 3.79. Larry Jaster pitching to a 6.1. Not good. Boy, I don't remember a lot of this. Mark Leiter in the bullpen. Buchter would not be long relief. He would be a lefty specialist. And I got a way to go to set this team up. Hey, all right. Yikes. There's the ace. Look at that stuff. 97. This works on the, I think, 1 to 100 scale. Typically, in an actual franchise, I like to do 2080. But I think you can do 1 to 10, 1 to 100, 2080. And maybe a couple variations in between. Jimmy Nelson sucks out of the pen. Sure why he's in the pen. Him out. Jimmy Nelson in. Long relief. Middle relief. Submit team. Well, you know what? My brother is a dingus. Oh, my brother is a dingus. Oh, I got a big mouthful of cinnamon. Hey, the Duke Meister. All right. One's better than none. You're good, I think. Wait, maybe is he not seeing it? Uh-oh. Yep, that's my bad, boys. I gave you all the wrong link. Yeah. Tune in on the YouTubes probably then, not here. That's my fault. That's my fault, boys. I'm not gonna lie. Is anybody watching this on YouTube right now? Can anybody click something or type something in the thing? 15 minutes. Jesus. I'm gonna go ahead and delete the bad link there. Okay. As soon as I have confirmation that at least one person's on the YouTube, I will actually start the franchise. Bam, there he is. All right, can always count on the commish. Okay, so we'll go full screen on the OOTP. This should be your pretty much your startup screen. I think the initial screen will ask you to create a username and password, and that's for things for like perfect team and challenge mode, stuff like that. I don't know if it actually forces you to do it or not, but for the purposes of this, we will be going to new standard game, and yes, I will enable challenge mode. That does a few things, as you can read on the screen. The biggest thing it probably does is take off what's known as commissioner mode, which means you cannot do a fantasy draft and you cannot go in and edit any player traits or anything like that. You cannot create new players in a non-challenge mode game or a game with commissioner mode on. You could go in and create a player, create as many players as you want, and kind of decide how good they're going to be, give them a potential rating like Hall of Fame or minor leaguer, I guess would be the worst. But challenge, I prefer challenge mode just because it's a little more real. So yes, I will enable challenge mode. And here you can see all the leagues, like the actual different organizations, Mexican, Cuban, a couple different Japanese leagues, even the Czech baseball Extraliga. You can be the German, the baseball Bundesliga. A lot of different stuff you can do here, but we're just doing Major League Baseball. So you can see here, it lets you start. You start in the MLB shortened 2020. This is the 2021 version of the game. It starts in 2020. And we'll name this Tigers. We're going to be the Tigers. Click start. It'll take a minute to load up, so it's got a lot of stuff that it has to throw up and put in. This is all very basic. This is starting with current Major League Baseball rules. And like I said on the Discord, if you wanted to go the other way, you can really tinker with anything and everything you want. You can put teams in new cities. You can add or subtract teams. You can schedule contraction for later. You can schedule expansion for later. Really, almost if you can think of it, you can do it in this game. It's very detailed. All right. And this is your basic setup, your guy. Jim. Jim's a strong name. I go with Jim Shanks because that's the guy I bought my first car from as a teenager. 77. Fine. It doesn't matter when you were born. That shit doesn't matter. You can change your role. You can either be the manager, manage in game, the GM, or the GM and the manager. If you do GM and manager, you don't have to play the games. I like to. I won't on the stream just because it takes so much longer. But I do always go with GM and manager, and we are taking over the Tigers. Okay. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. So it's starting us July 18th, Saturday, July 18th, 2020, right before the start of the season. Let's see. Opening day is the 23rd. So we're on the 18th. Opening day is the 23rd. Yeah, starting with a good team is fun, but it's also kind of fun to take your bad team and make them good. It's the game is designed in a way to where you don't have to really. If you took the Pirates right now, you wouldn't necessarily have to grind for 5 game years to make them better. There are a lot of how do I say? Like trades aren't easy to be made, but when you're playing with full minor leagues and everything, like prospects can usually be dealt for major league talent. You'd probably have to ride out that first shitty season with the Pirates, maybe 2, but that can kind of be fun. You get a sense of accomplishment when you take a crappy team all the way. The first thing I typically do that I'm going to do right now is take a look at the Tiger roster and see who. Typically, I go to the front office. So up at the top here, you've got pretty self-explanatory, like just basic option bars, files just for the game. You won't mess with that until you're done. You want to save or whatever. This is your GM. It'll have whatever name is for your GM. And these are all tabs that, you can explore at your own pace and stuff, but they're all self-explanatory. Sign a free agent is signing a free agent. When you start a brand new game, it will take you to what the major league free agents were as of July 18th, 2020. So the number one guy, according to them, overall, is Brandon Morrow. And this uses the 20 to 80 scale for both the ratings of the player and then for like a pitcher, their individual pitch ratings. So an 80 fastball would be the best fastball. Morrow's got a 60, and this is not somebody I'm looking at, but down in the bottom left, you've got his contract demand. How is he on injuries? And Brandon Morrow is, yes, fragile. If I wanted to make an offer to this guy, just click on actions, and then you've got a list of stuff you can do here, and it is just as easy as offer contract. He's asking 1 year, 1.7. Not terrible. Shit, man, maybe this is a guy I would look at. Who else out there? Johnny Axford, Christian Friedrichs. Not a lot of great names. Danny Salazar. 75 changeup. Pretty good, but very fragile. Wants $5 million. Not really something for a rebuilding Tiger team to go in on. I don't need to look at free agents right now anyway until I kind of figure out what it is I'm going to do. So click on the Tigers, go to the front office, and there you'll kind of see like the stuff that you want to look at as the GM. Typically the first place I like to go is looking at your money. 11 million for free agents. These guys have right now about 36 for extensions. But I like to immediately try to trim anywhere possible. And clearly somewhere, if I could get somebody to take Miguel Cabrera, Jesus Christ, 30 million until 2025. Well, team option 2025. And then Jordan Zimmerman at 25 million. And then nobody else on the team is making very much at all. And they're pretty much all free agents after this 2020 season. So this team is really going to be in a bit of a teardown mode. I was right. 561. Remember earlier when I was I telling you that? I was like, I'm trying to think of the server my brother and I were on.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it was like 561 or something. It
Yeah.
was. It was. Okay. Yeah, this team is going to get absolutely torn up pretty quickly. Like, I'll try to probably find somebody to take Buck Farmer off. His ratings are better than I thought they would be. Maybe I won't. Maybe I like Buck Farmer. Austin Romine, though, 4.2 million. I don't know, man. A lot of these guys, man. Tigers are in kind of worse shape than I thought they would be. Let's take a look at their rosters and transactions, and you can look at all your minor leagues. We got the Detroit active 30-man up here, and I want to look at AAA. So there's like the big prospects. There's Matt Manning. There's Scooball. Not really ready to come up yet. Scooball with this 2 pitches that could top out at 70 plus. Not bad. Spencer Turnbull down in the minors. So these little arrows next to the guys' names in the minor, and like they'll have them in the majors too, potentially, but it kind of means that they think these guys are playing over their head where they're at. If they have a down arrow, they think that they should be sent to a lower level. So I probably will do that real quick just to make sure nobody's going to be drowning in too good of competition. That can stunt their development. Development's a big thing in this game. You can see it's pretty simply explained with the star rating. You've got what these guys actually are on the left, what they have potential to be on the right, and then the star ratings are kind of how likely are they to get better. I think Seattle's a super fun team probably to go with. So I was hoping they would win, but Tigers won. That's done. Now you don't have to have the super deep. Like we got the 2 different Gulf Coast League teams, 2 different developmental league teams, the international complex, and then you get your low A, mid A, high A, and double and triple. You can take a lot of those minor leagues off if you choose to. Like when you really customize your game, you are not required to have full rosters. As you can see, like this one has 16 guys on it. It won't stop you from playing just because you don't have a completely full every level of the minors, which is good. Some of the earlier games did that. You would try to sim and they would stop you because your low A team didn't have 5 starters or something like that. It got really frustrating and really, really kind of difficult at times. Just tedious. Like this, I don't even really like doing this, but what are you gonna do? So that's the Whitecaps. Let's look at the Tigers. Man, a lot of these guys. I think this is how the real life Tigers had their system set up. I don't know if this is the game disagreeing with the actual team or what. A lot of these guys are apparently they're playing over their head. All right, I'm not doing this right now. Let's go see who we can trade. If Tony's watching, Tony, if you're watching, I'm about to make some trades just for you. If anybody wants any, you give a right click on a guy's name, and this list will pop up, which gives you a lot of options for the individual player. And then even within this list, you can open up way more options. I can make Jordan Zimmerman my shortstop if I want to. He'll be terrible, but I can do it. Let's shop him around. I really doubt anybody's going to want old, crappy, $25 million Jordan Zimmerman, but let's take a look. So usually you want this part to take a long time because it's fielding a lot of offers from different teams when it shoots right through like that. And then, of course, says no team offers a single player in trade. Means they don't like what they see, and I can't blame them. $25 million for a. Hopefully, he eats some innings in this short season, and then he's gone forever. Let's go look at the front office again. Let's look at some salaries. Anybody signed for a while? I don't mind Daniel Norris. Cam Maben for $1.5 million. Man, what a lousy payroll. Goes from $98 million down to $59 next year, and there's just not a whole lot going on. Jonathan Scope, any trade value for Jonathan Scope? I don't want veterans. Give me prospects. See what they say. I don't think I'm going to get much. Oh, okay. It's taking a little while. It means I should have at least an offer. Is that too small? It's probably too small. That looks too small. Can't see that. Yeah. Okay, so now this is what it looks like when you get some offer, and this is for Jonathan. I guess his nickname's Mamba Scope. He's making 6.1, but he's a free agent right after this year, so that really is irrelevant to us. But what we can get for him is very relevant. We can get Pavin Smith, who, geez, I mean, with Crone being a free agent next year, he could easily be a first baseman of the future. He's got a good eye. OBP kind of guy, if we were going to put together an OBP pitching kind of team. Who's this guy? Cole Stapler? Oh, he's a reliever. I mean, if I'm trading Scope, hey, there's Jaron Duran, the guy I took in the first round of the MILB. How about that? They don't like him all that much. 2.5-star potential. Yeah. So we'll recognize actually a lot of names on here. Is Corey Abbott. I know that my dad, the Padres, took this guy, and they kind of really like his stuff. 60+ potential on all his pitches. Not a bad arm. Not who I'm going to trade Scopey for, but it's interesting. And this is just what these teams are offering up. And when you hit this trade button, it will take you in to like negotiate further with this team. So here I'm looking at all the Cubs prospects. You can just look at every single one of their teams, go to their active, go to their 40, go to AAA, and then you just click and drag. Put Nico Horner up here. They give me Nico Horner. Jed Hoyer says, I definitely cannot accept this offer. Please sweeten the pot. And my assistant GM, Alavila, says there's a lot to like about this trade. I'm sure there is. Because it's terrible for the Cubs. It's great for us. Terrible for the Cubs. Of course, they're not going to do that. So clear. Let's go back. Look at who else has anything for us. Monty Harrison. Hey. Great defensively. 70 in right field, 65 in center. Range, error, arm, all pretty good. Good speed, but can't hit. All the more reason that Yelich deal was terrible. Because Brinson and Harrison and whoever the fuck else, those guys aren't going to turn out to be shit. What else we got here? Gigliotti, Mitch White. Man, Pavin Smith might be what we do here for Scopey, because I tell you what, I don't in the shortened season, the couple times that I've started up a new franchise with this, the trade deadline doesn't really go off like it does in real life. Hey, Evan White. Man, that's probably the guy. We are probably trading Jonathan Scope for Evan White. I like the looks of this. And he signed for a super long time at a very reasonable price. This is the kind of guy you trade for if you're starting up a rebuilding franchise. Young guy, 65, potential 75 on the contact. That is very tasty. Evan White, you are very tasty. Let's keep looking though. We don't want to. If we would have went with Pavin Smith the first time, we would have missed out on Evan White. So, yeah, that's going to be the guy. Leave a giant gaping hole at second base, but you know what? We will tackle that bridge when we get to it. Now let's see. Let's see who else we can try to pry out of Seattle. And you can really make these deals. Boy, Austin Adams is. Look at that. 75 fastball, 80 slider. He's already 29, but and he's injured. But well, I would love him as call it a throw-in piece. See what they think of Mitch Haniger. 65 power. They're pretty high on Haniger's power. Yeah, what would I have to do to weasel Evan White and Austin Adams? This could be relevant to you, Duke, since you are going to go with Seattle for your. So Jerry DePoto says that's not a good deal for us. If that's the best you have, we don't have anything to talk about. Well, it's not the best I have, Jerry. So you can try to tinker yourself, make it sweeter for the other team. But if you just hit the "make this work now" button, they will tell you what they want, what players will get this done. Give me a nice little list here. I'm not giving them Riley Green, not giving Scuball Mize. Fulmer, man, that seems like a hefty package for White and Adams. If I could, this is kind of how you do it. You go back and forth. If I'm going to add Michael Fulmer, who is in arbitration, nothing special about him. Rookie of the year, but throws a lot of pitches. 95 to 97. He's a ground ball pitcher. Sure, that's all great, but, I don't really love him. I'll add Michael Fulmer. And then who else will you give me, Jerry DePoto? Let's peruse. Justin Dunn's somewhat interesting. Might have to drop down a little lower on the prospect chain. Let's just look at prospects. Let's see what we got. Of course, there's not thinking very high of Kelenic at only 3 stars. That's a shame. The number potential is good, 60 contact, 50 power, but only 3 stars. It does say my scouting accuracy is low, so maybe he actually is quite a bit better. Let's see. Scope and Fulmer for White and Adams. I think I can get more than just White and Adams, but geez, maybe I can't. Can I get Kelenic? This offer of yours is an insult. I guess I agree. They won't do Kelenic for anything less than Casey Mize. So not going to do that with this team already. Not going to completely toss everybody to the wolves. How about Jake Fraley? Give me Jake Fraley, big leaguer. A lot of times when I say make this work now and it gives me a huge list like this, I don't even look at who a lot of these guys are. If their potential is half a star, and they're over 20 years old, these guys are a dime a dozen. So trade Scope, Fulmer, and a low minor leaguer for Evan White, Austin Adams, Jake Fraley. I don't hate it. Getting controllable guys. I'm pulling a Tony. I'm getting controllable guys. Complete trade. And there we get a little achievement since this is the first franchise we're doing. Woohoo. All right, good deal. First deal for this Detroit Tigers. dumping Jonathan Scope, who we know, goes on to be a free agent. So we've seen the 2020 season before, so we're kind of, some of these guys we're looking at with a few months of hindsight. I can't believe that Kelenick's only a 3-star, but that might just be the crappy scouting of the Detroit Tigers, because these guys all have a scouting accuracy level, and Kelenick's was low. Now let's go take another look at the salaries. Who else can we dump? We don't need CJ Crone since we just got Evan White. Let's see if anybody wants to give us anything for CJ Crone. Shop player around. I feel like this is terrible. I'm just sitting here like explaining what I'm clicking on the screen. That's awful.
People do though.
I guess that's what people do, yeah. But I mean, there's a reason I don't do that. I guess I don't find this to probably be entertaining. But you know what? I was going to be sitting here playing this game anyway. So hey, all right. So CJ Crone's nickname is Crony with a Y. The O's would give us Hunter Harvey, who actually looks really good in this game. He's got a potential 75 stuff. He's got 370 or higher potential pitches. And this is kind of a way I like to go with these teams. I like to build that killer bullpen because it's the cheapest, easiest thing really to build on one of these teams, is to like get this lights out bullpen and kind of build from the back out with your pitching. The first trade being for Evan White and then Austin Adams. Now I can be talking about a Hunter Harvey, Austin Adams. If I probably won't keep Jimenez on this team. But is that a car alarm going off? Fucking hell. These guys, D-backs will give me Pavin Smith for Crony. So I could have like a first base combo of Evan White, Pavin Smith. I think White's an everyday guy. Seth Beer. Game does not think highly of Seth Beer. That's okay. Let's see. Dean Kremer. Man, they kind of like Kremer stuff. 65 fastball, 70 curveball. This is potential. 60 out of 60 slider and a 60 changeup. Boy, if I could pry Kremer and Harvey from the O's, that would be nice. The Red Sox are throwing Bobby Dahlbeck out there. Not really into him on this game. Tanner Houck. What else we got? There's Corey Abbott again. Bobby Bradley. Who's this guy? Sandlin. Harvey's better than that. Tyler Nevin, only a 2-star. I'm wondering if my scout is not. I know I've said that once already, but I'm wondering if this scout is not great. Christian Javier. Ooh, look at that. Anytime you see those, I'm kind of colorblind, but I think that's blue. Anytime you see those blue bars, they jump right out at you as like, because they're always 70 potential or higher on whatever you're looking at. So Javier really kind of jumps out immediately. Oh my god! Oh my god! Yeah, so that's. It was probably you I was talking to. I said the trading, they kind of make it. They don't make it easy to swing these deals, but the AI is a little less than what you would think of in like an average fantasy league or something. Because to me, that trade is highway robbery. Keuchel, Dunning, and Madrigal setting up the Mariners quite nicely. Yeah, D. Gordon's a bum. Maybe Vogue. I don't remember what Vogie looks like on here. Maybe he's probably got some pop and probably the good eye. That's a good deal, though. That's the kind of deal, kind of like the Evan White deal I kind of just made. you're really setting yourself up nice with a couple of pieces that you never plan on keeping around anyway. I like Javier a lot here. The 35 control for games I'm primarily going to sim. I don't know how much different when you play the game and you actually press the button. You press like 1 to pitch to the guy, and you can pitch around him. You can hit him on purpose. You can intentionally walk him. You can do all these different things. It seems like when you actually sit and play the game, the guys with bad control, they don't seem to do as bad as they kind of do when you sim. Maybe that's just me noticing it because I'm sitting there like watching the game play out, but the control wouldn't worry me as much if I didn't plan on simming a lot of these games. I kind of think I want to try to get Kremer and Harvey. And of course, we're going to, look at the other offers here. It seems like a lot of teams are interested in Crony. Nick Gordon. There's Clark Schmidt. Yankees offering up Davy Garcia. That could be interesting. Boy, again, you click on the guy, there's those blue bars, a 70 fastball and an 80 curveball and a 70 slider. Boy, that's tough. Because they're offering Schmidt too, who's clearly not as good at all, but boy, is 70 fastball, 80 curveball, 70 slider. And if you want to try to get deeper into these guys, you hit scouting. They give you your little scouting report from the guy on your team, your head scout, which at the beginning of these franchises, you don't have you can fire them if you want. You can go in here at your manager, go to GM managers and actions, and I believe it's sign team staff. Let's see, where do you find your coaches? Maybe you can't do that until the off season. That might be true. I know at the end of the season you can fire guys, but I think when you're just first starting out, you can't immediately fire all your coaches. But you definitely can after the season. So let's go back. Oh, damn it. I'm still liking the Orioles for this. I'm liking the Kremer. Really Kremer or Harvey, honestly, if I can't get them. I'm pretty confident I can get them both. The Pirates are offering Ke'Bryan Hayes. So this is the kind of, this is before he had the monster short season that he had. So the next iteration of this game probably starts Ke'Bryan Hayes off a little better than he is. He's a 3-star. He's not bad. Great range at third base, but already 23. That's just not a guy I'm looking at right now for this team. I think I want to stick with Honeywell. No, I like Kremer better. I think that's going to be the move. Yeah, let's go to the Orioles. We're going to open up talks with the Orioles, centered around Hunter Harvey, but I want Kremer too. Damn it. Where is he? Where are you? There he is. This offer might be enough for me, but I need to think about it first. Now, you can submit this offer, and he'll think about it for a few simmed days. And usually he'll come back and say, sweeten it up a little bit for me. Let's just go ahead and sweeten it now and make sure we get the job done. And again, when they're that close, when they're saying, it's almost enough, they'll give you a giant list of players that they'll accept for this deal. Here's a 21-year-old half-star potential first baseman. I don't, throw him in. I don't care. Hey, there's Zach Pop. How about that? My MILB draftee. This guy's got anybody else? Adley. There's Adley. They give Adley a 70 potential contact Pretty good. Pretty good, I guess. So yeah, we'll do this deal. CJ Cron and some other minor league first baseman for Hunter Harvey, Dean Kremer, and Kremer's gonna be another piece to this young rotation. Harvey going straight into the bullpen. So we've made 2 deals now before even a day has gone by. Just like the ABL. Let's take a look at the front office again, because I think with these new guys in the pen, I think what's his face? Joe Jimenez becomes he's pretty good. 70 fastball, 70 slider. He is extreme fly ball. I don't love that, especially simming. These guys will give up homers. Buck Farmer at $1 million. Let's see. Might not. Probably won't fetch much. Matt Boyd. Let's see what we can get for Matt Boyd. At only $5 million, he should fetch a nice price, and I'm gonna actually go for prospects and regulars. And you know what? Let's talk veterans too. Just show me everything. Show me everything that Matt Boyd is gonna be bringing me. This is probably a pretty terrible stream. You know, it's not ABL related, but I don't want the channel to drop out of the algorithms. You know, don't want to get algoed. Want to keep us alive, keep us cranking out content, however boring. You know, I'm sure there's worse things on network TV than this. Jesus Christ, I've seen some of the shit on network TV. I mean,
What?
yes. Say it again. Say it again.
The more you call your own stream boring, the more people are going to believe you.
Well, there's only one guy watching. I'm talking to him mostly. And he knows, it's like this is the channel. This is a channel for the Fantasy Baseball League, but we got Fab running on Sunday night, hopefully, and then the action. It's going to be a bloodbath. We're going to live stream that, and we're all going to freak out. Yeah. Okay, now look at all this. You can immediately tell when your bar over to the right here, is like really small. Like, look at all, pretty much everybody is sending us an offer for Matt Boyd. So, yeah, man, they're really. And you just started up like a normal league, it's so deep, it's hard to actually quantify it. Like, it's for a pretty cheap game. And like I was telling Frank earlier, the guy that made this game is a German. It's not even, it's just it was a German and his buddies that love American baseball. And this game shows you what dedication and a great customer base and community can do for a game, because it's always been pretty good. Like I said, I've been playing it since version 5.5 in the early 2000s. It's come a long way, but still at its core, it is the same. And things have been streamlined. Like, it used to be really ridiculous what players would end up asking for in free agency, and it still kind of is. But I think it's kind of more geared that way now, to be like, well, these guys are going to start at their top, right? For negotiations. Like, of course, they're not going to start at the bottom and work their way up. They're going to start at the top, and you're going to, talk them down. So I don't remember what free agent it was at the end of this short season when I was starting up my Padres. Somebody asked for something astronomical. And it depends. If they have a great short season and they're going to be a free agent, they do ask for more than if they have a shitty season. But they always get talked down. And those that don't, those teams, sometimes they'll sign them, kind of like guys in our auction in the ABL. They'll sign them, and then the very same offseason, you'll see them up on the block. It happens, man. It's like they have that instant buyer's remorse. Like, shit, $36 million. Like I have Miggy's contract on the Tigers here. I'm never going to get out from under that thing until he retires. you might be able to find somebody to take a huge contract. It will be offered to you a lot as the season goes on. You'll get mail in your inbox, and it's like, the Angels offered you a trade, and it's Albert Pujols for your, one of your top 10 prospects, and of course you reject it. But if you talk with them, and you're willing to take Pujols and his money, you can get another pretty good piece back from those guys for relieving them of Pujols' money. That stuff definitely happens in this game. All right, so for Matty Boyd, you got the D-backs. They pretty much always offer Yasmani Tomas for everything because they're still paying him $17 million in the minor leagues. Mad Bum, we're not going to entertain that. I'd rather just keep Boyd, of course. Now, if we wanted to go in and look at the price, I like some of the D-backs outfield prospects in real life. So let's just say we're interested in Jake Lamb and then go look at some of their prospects, see what the game thinks of them. Where's my guy? Wait, there he is, Alec Thomas. Oh, they gave him a 60 potential for contact, a 60 for avoid case, pretty good base runner. But he's not what I kind of hoped that he would be. Who do they like? They, of course, Pavin Smith. It's Corbin Carroll that they give the 75 contact rating, and then speed and stealing already at 75 and 70. He plays all three outfield spots, only 19. The power leaves a little bit to be desired, but that's not the kind of team I really want to build. But this is more of a long-term guy, 19. Sometimes I will actually, go talk to the D-backs before I deal Boyd to anybody, unless, we come across a deal that blows us away. I'd like to talk to the D-backs because I can probably get somebody like Carroll and maybe Alec Thomas or Christian Walker or Pavin Smith if I sweeten with Boyd, of course. But that's not out of the realm of possibility. Always, whenever I make a deal in this game, even if somebody I've never heard of, I like to try to get another prospect. I always like to try to feel like I'm really winning the deal in this game, because sometimes you can set your developmental cycles to happen monthly or bi-monthly, and I think maybe even weekly, and you'll get a report. It says, Miguel Cabrera's contact slipped down from 70 to 65, and his potential contact went from 80 to 60. And, guys get worse. A lot of times it hits all at once. They'll get worse at 3 or 4 things all at the same time. And then when a prospect's really turning it on, you'll get that report that says he just increased 3, 4, 5 things all at once. And his potential rating went from 3.5 stars to 5 stars or whatever. That's when you hit a home run with a prospect, when you get that really nice developmental report. So that's why when you see Kelenic is a 3-star on here now, that doesn't mean he's going to stay that way. You might play this short season, and then 2021 off season, you get a developmental report that Kelenic shot up to a potential 80 contact instead of the 60 that he's at, and he gains power, and he gains, that does happen often, and it can happen with prospects you've never heard of. And as you continue to play the game, eventually you're going to get into sim created players. Eventually, it does know next year's draft class, I'm pretty sure. And then if you start a game from the past, of course, it knows all the players that came after it. It's got every draft class nailed, But when you play so far, it's going to have to start creating fictional players. And then you'll have guys developing and not developing, just like you would. You'll have no idea when it's coming and when it's not, except based on your own scouting. So back to trading Boyd. Of course, the Orioles are in. We just made a deal with the Orioles, though, so we'll, tell them to shove off. There's the White Sox. Always interesting. I don't know, not really giving me any of the big names, but that doesn't mean they're not available. These are just kind of when you shop a player around like this, these teams aren't saying, like the White Sox aren't saying we do Collins and Mercedes and Larry Garcia all for, these are like 1-for-1s, and then you got to go in and you got to talk a little more with these guys and then see, what they want. The Cubs offering you Darvish and it's $22 million. See, not interested. I did say give me veterans. If I wanted to play this team loosely, I could trade for a guy like Darvish and then try to shuffle him off somewhere else at the deadline and hope that worked out. But if it doesn't, you're saddled with $20+ million and then probably what will be a declining pitcher. If not, the next year as he hits his mid-30s. I found that guys don't typically last. There's not a whole lot of Barry Bonds in here. Guys lasting into their mid-late 30s. Boy, not seeing a whole lot. Boyd's getting a lot of interest, but it's none of the players being offered are interesting. There's Yankees offering Stanton. Look at that. 55 contact, 75 power, sure, but he's fragile. He's $26 million. The contract is horrible. Jesus, look at that. $32 million for 3 years. Yikes. No way. No way. Steven Matz. Looks like I'm probably going to be talking to the D-backs. They want Matt Boyd to replace Robbie Ray. Pods aren't really offering much. Matt Strom, meh. Austin Hedges, I kind of like, but he's already $3 million. So, meh. Cronenworth, get a crony to replace my crony that I dealt? No. Drew Smiley, Andrew Miller. You know what? The more I'm looking, I think we're going to talk to the D-backs. Not let them know that we're desperate. We'll start with Jake Lamb, obviously. Not who we want. We can remove him from the equation entirely. Let's talk Corbin Carroll. Really? This must be a joke. All right, so probably it's not going to be Corbin Carroll. Could be Alec Thomas. Please get back to me when you have a serious offer. Oh, my God. I might have overstated how easy it would be to get any of these guys. Christian Robinson. Please get back to me when you have a serious offer. About Pevin Smith. That's not a good deal for us. Oh my. Might be tougher than I thought to deal Matt Boyd. Let's take a look at the White Sox. See, just learn from the Mariners of a different league that they're fairly easy pickings. There's Tyler Johnson. Madrigal. I do need a second baseman. You must be joking with this offer. Man, I'm not, but that's seems overly, unnecessarily harsh. What's the active look like? Oh, boy. I kind of have a soft spot for Dylan Cease in this game. Make this work. I got anybody that can make it work. Matt Manning or Casey Mize. I'll deal Casey Mize if you want to give me more. Deal Matt Boyd and Casey Mize for Madrigal, Cease, and Kopech. What do you get me, Kopech? I got him as a reliever. They've got Kopech listed as a reliever on here. 70 fastball, 65 curve, 70 potential slider. The stamina is a 60. I wonder if they'd toss him in. I very much like this proposal. Boy, it makes me think I can maybe get even more. Would you throw in somebody else? Jeez. I very much like he's overplaying his hand a little bit. Now I'm going to ask for more. Not Jake Berger. Ian Hamilton. Meh. Dane Dunning. Maybe I will trade for Dane Dunning as well. Andrew Vaughn, they have as a third base prospect. Man, I wonder. That's not a good deal for us. Make this work now. Parker Meadows. They would take Winseel Perez. Boy, I don't know about that. For Andrew Vaughn. Boy, if he gets a talent bump at any time and he turns into, super top prospect, Andrew Vaughn, Joe Jimenez. They do it for Joe Jimenez. Probably fine with that. I'd rather keep Perez and Meadows and Paredes. Rather probably keep Riley Green. Yeah. Sure. I'll add Joe Jimenez. Look at this. Matt Boyd, Casey Mize, Joe Jimenez. For Nick Madrigal, Dylan Cease, Michael Kopech, Andrew Vaughn. I wonder if I couldn't get one more piece out of these guys. Could I get like a Zach Birdie or a Tyler Johnson or a Dane Dunning? Probably not Dunning. Let's try to get Zach Birdie. This is a good deal I accept. So this is a monster. This is like a 8-player trade that I'm about to make. Yeah, we're going to do this. Boyd, Mize, Jimenez, Madrigal to fill the Jonathan Scope spot, even though he might not be big league ready right now. He's got the 80 out of 80 avoid K, plays a 65 second base. He can also play short. Runs well. 55 out of the 65 potential contact. He actually has a little more pop than I expected him to have at 30. I like him. Kopech, I mean, these guys are pretty well known. Cease, they give 275 potential pitches. If I don't start him, he can be a damn good reliever, I think. Only 45 stamina, maybe a multi-inning guy. And Andrew Vaughn. Huh? Wow. Andrew Vaughn, look at that potential. Come on, if he hits that potential or if he gets a little bit of a bump to like 60 contact, 65, 70 power with the discipline, he looks like Adam Dunn. No, I think I'm making this deal. Hour and 8 minutes. All right, go like another 20 minutes or so. I don't want to sit here all night and talk to myself. Look at Lubob. Let's see what they got for Lubob. 70 potential contact, 70 potential power, 75 speed. Pretty good in center, 55. But, yeah, that's a very nice. And the contract, of course, is very appealing. Not even going to try because they'll laugh me out of the room. Yeah, we're going to pull the trigger. Complete trade. And the fans will probably react to this and probably in a bad way. I imagine they like Casey Mize. I imagine they probably like Matthew Boyd. So let's see what they say. Boom. No outrage at all. Sometimes there's outrage, Oh, there it is. Players are leery of the acquisition of Michael Kopech. There have been no complaints recently about fights in the locker room, so players are happy. However, some are concerned that Michael Kopech's known reputation to cause trouble could cause problems. He has broken his hand in a locker room fight before, I believe, in the Boston system. So the boys aren't sure about Michael Kopech. Look, give him a chance. Give him a chance to prove his worth. He throws 110 miles an hour. Give him a chance. We're going to give him a chance. We're probably going to keep him as a reliever. So when you acquire guys, you go for the players designated for assignment, and I got a big old chunk of guys here that I got to place. And honestly, probably Kopech may start the year in AAA, but a lot of these guys probably headed straight for the majors. This is not a good – there's 4 catchers on the active roster for Detroit right now. So clearly we got some space to fill out. And we're going to keep wheeling and dealing, though. This is how I start these things up. I like to trim the fat, bring in what I like. I'm AJ Preller, and I'm taking this shit over. So, man, if somebody will give us something for Daniel Norris at $3 million, he is not that good. Will anybody give us anything for Austin Romine? You know what? I might not. I don't think I can shop anybody. You can only shop like 5 people a day, and I wasted 2 of them on Matt Boyd. So we're gonna have to finish today. So when you click play, if you have a game, it'll be under today's game. You can watch the real-time sim. You can autoplay. You can autoplay to all these different dates, or you can go one day at a time and just finish today. And that's what we're gonna do. And then you get mail, and we got a trade proposal from the Oakland A's. They want to send us K-Rhys Davis, getting Tyler Alexander, a lefty reliever with incredible control, and Adam Wolf, a minor league pitcher, in return. K-Rhys Davis is making – this is just what I was talking about. Teams sending you deals to try to unload their bad contracts. K-Rhys Davis is making $16.75 million. He makes the same next year. And they want to lay him off on us for what is actually a pretty good reliever in Tyler Alexander. And a so-so, a 2-star 23-year-old prospect. I could easily see Alexander. If you go, you can look at the basic ratings here. You go up across the top and you click ratings again, and then you get his really in-depth ratings. You see the splits that he has, and his stuff is 55 versus lefties, 50 versus righties, but the other stuff, the movement and control, are exactly the same. So he's slightly better versus lefties, but he's definitely not a loogie. He can get righties out, just as well. And this is where you would go to potentially find those two-way players. You want to check in their other ratings, because you can see he's got defensive ratings here. He's got batting ratings, both versus lefties and versus righties. So you can find those two-way players like, late in drafts and such, guys that might not work out at this spot but will work out at this spot. And then you go in and you change their position. And as they're in the minors, they start to develop as, a David Peralta. He would turn into an outfielder or whatever. Incredibly deep game. We're definitely going to reject. I like to respond to message, reject trade. I don't want to take on K-Rhys Davis's contract. Dog. Hey, get out. Get out of there. Blah, blah, blah. You have rejected this trade. And then we get the draft pool revealed. Draft pool that we've already seen. Of course, we know how it turned out in the real big leagues. But here you have, those top prospects. Let's look at Torque. They're giving him 50 potential contacts, 65 power, 65 discipline, 3.5 stars. Zach Veen, 60 potential contacts, 65 power, 70 gap power. Plays left and right, 4-star, full 4-star. Not bad. Ed Howard, 75 potential contact, shortstop. Well, he's a 4.5 star. He looks like he should be good. Even got his high school numbers up here. Crazy. Of course, the Tigers end up taking Spencer Torkelson. Now, will I do that? Assuming he, say, gets to me, if it doesn't often play out as it does in real life, but say Torque gets to me, I just traded for Evan White. Are the Tigers taking Torque here with Evan White? I don't know. Maybe they're taking Zach Veen. Maybe they're taking Austin Hendrick. Austin Hendrick looks quite nice. And we'll, again, tackle that bridge when we get to it. Now we can shop players again since we advanced the day. And I wanted to shop Austin Romine just to see if anybody will give us anything. I still have regulars and veterans checked, so might get some funky offers here of those teams trying to unload contracts. Might see the A's offering K-Rhys Davis for Austin Romine or something. Yeah, there it is. Bumgarner, Hamels, a lot of bad contracts. Mike Leake. Anything of any interest? JD Martinez. Boy, if I wanted to bring JD back to Detroit, huh? And maybe I get some kind of prospect from the Red Sox. He's still got 65 contacts, 65 power. I got Miggy to DH as it is, so that's kind of tough to take on that much dead money in both Miggy and Martinez. You're talking about 55 million between the two of them, probably for not all that great a production. But man, that'd be fun to bring JD back to Detroit. Craig Kimbrell, Jason Hayward, Shogo Akayama. Meh. Not really on the menu. Jay Up, Joe Kelly, Kenley Jansen, Tanaka, Britton, Aroldis Chapman. The Yankees always offering up Chapman. And look at that. Still, there's one of your top relievers. 2 pitches, both of them 80s, 80 stuff. Still brings it at 100. That's what you want as a reliever. You want all those blue bars for your relievers right there. That is nasty. I don't think there's Chris Davis, called that. Drew Pomeranz is somewhat interesting. $6 million, not really. Damn. Kikuchi making 14. Oh. Trade Romine for Buster Posey, bring in the star power. Not at 21 million. Shun Yamaguchi. Man, I'm not crazy about any of these names. I didn't think I was probably going to get much. Boy, if I knew I could get rid of Miggy, nobody's going to take him. Nobody's. What if I offer to retain like 20%? Retain 20% of Miggy every year of the deal. Anybody give me anything? No, nobody does. Jesus. It's a deep game, but you can't beg him to retire like I would like to. Daniel, no, yeah, there's just not a whole lot. Not a whole lot other dead money that is cuttable. Let's see what we can get for Daniel Norris. He's still only 27. Don't give me veterans. Shop now. Prospects and regulars. Okay. JBJ. Man, he's making 11 million. And he's not, they gave him a 60 in center. He's arguably the best center fielder in baseball. Maybe a 60 is as good as it gets. I haven't checked every center fielder on OOTP. Man, Dylan Bundy. Dylan Bundy is somewhat interesting. He's 5 million, so actually be taking on a little bit of money. But for a team that is probably still a year away from most of the rotation being any good, I don't know. Bundy doesn't actually look that much better than Norris, except that he's right-handed. Wonder what else I could get from the Angels. Travis Shaw, Grichuk. Boy, 14 million for Grichuk. Wonder if they would give me some other stuff. Let's talk Randall Grichuk with the Jays. Let's just talk. Yeah, what do you want for Nate Pearson? I'll take Grichuk. This might be the worst offer I've ever seen in my career. Oh my God. Seems harsh. Make this work now. What is he? Probably wants, okay, nothing. I have nothing that can make that work. What if I added Buck Farmer? Make this work now. What if I take off Grichuk? Make this work now. No. All right. He's just not into dealing Pearson. I get it. 100 miles Giles. Boy, look at that. 75 fastball, 75 slider. But makes 9.6 million. Yeah, I wanted to try to snag Pearson, but doesn't look like it's going to happen. I don't. Maybe Bundy. Maybe I can explore Bundy. It's pretty much trading the same guy back and forth almost, unless I can get more. Check out the prospects of the Angels. I know it's not a great system. Joe Adell. They're probably not going to give me Joe Adell. Yeah. Please get back to me when you have a serious offer. Yeah. Get back on full screen. There we go. Sorry about that. Brandon Marsh. It's not that great of a prospect. Yeah, I don't think I want to do it just for Bundy, because that's taking on money that I don't really need to. Ty Buttry's not bad. Could be a bullpen anchor. What about Haney? Him I like. Get rid of Bundy. Offer me Haney. This offer of mine is an insult. Okay. An insult. What about Simmons? Gee, it's $15 million. Ugh. He will be a free agent. But it's gross. What's Ty Buttry? Can't quite accept this now, but let me think about it. He wants pretty much all 3-star or Kopech, so I don't think I'm going to trade for Mr. Bundy. He is popular in the clubhouse. Maybe that can offset the guys being pissed about Kopech coming along. Maybe I can get Rengifo. How about this? How about Rengifo? This is close to being fair. So if I say make this work, he'll probably be no, he won't. He will not be reasonable. How about Fletch? What about Fletch? I have to think about this, he says. Yeah. No. Don't like that. Yeah, I think I'm just going to hang on then to Daniel Norris for now. I really don't like what I was getting offered. Not a whole lot of other cuttable money. I think I'm on the hook for Cabrera for the foreseeable future. He, of course, will be DHing. Let's get all these guys up onto the active roster. We can start trimming that down and seeing what this team looks like after those deals. And I probably actually won't get to any games tonight. This will just be setting up the team. And if I decide to go forward with streaming this, I'll probably continue to play this team no matter what. But I don't know if I'll keep streaming it all the time. I guess when I don't have ABL content to yak about and I feel like talking to myself for a while, I'll totally continue to stream this. See if I turn the Tigers into a champion early on or at all. Boy, these guys are kind of a short. A lot of catchers up here. Keep Romine up. Greiner goes down. Haas goes down. Love to get rid of Jordan Zimmerman, but he's going to eat some innings. He's going to be a free agent, so no huge deal if I can't get rid of him. Not on the hook for anything past this season, and at least he's a 65 stamina, so he'll eat up some short season innings in a year that This team isn't supposed to compete anyway. Ivan Nova is on this team. Anybody want him? $1.5 million bucks? Give me a prospect for Ivan Nova. I'd much rather replace him with Turnbull and let the young guy throw if I can get anything for Ivan Nova. Nobody offers a single player in a trade. All right, that's fine. Is Scuball going to be ready this year? No, he's not. Rony Garcia, he's got the little exclamation point next to his name. That means he has to be on the active roster. I think that means he was a Rule 5 guy. If he's got the little asterisk next to him, that means he's on the secondary. He's on the 40-man. If he's got the little up arrow, it means he can refuse a minor league designation if he so chooses. Yeah, where's Nick Madrigal? They must have sent. Sometimes you make a trade for these guys and they send them down to like the lowest of the low minors or something. Like it's kind of hard to find. There's Dean Kremer. They sent him all the way down to DSL 2 for some reason. I mean, this guy's probably going to be in my starting rotation. At the very least, he's going to be up in AAA. So it's kind of weird how I don't know how the computer decides where to put these guys. But yeah, be sure to do a thorough scope of your minor leagues so you don't kind of forget about a guy you traded for. He's down there languishing in the bus leagues with Crash Davis when he should be, at the very least, playing in double AAA. Oh, man, this guy's AA team is a lot of guys playing over their head, it says. Yikes. Where the hell is Madrigal? I'm going to search for him. He's in the GSL is where he is. So I must have missed him. Or GCL. I missed him somewhere. There's Zach Birdie. There they are. So a bunch of the guys I traded for, Austin Adams, Andrew Vaughn, Madrigal, they all ended up in the Gulf Coast League. Weirdly enough. Yeah, I don't know how that works. And at least two of these guys, Adams and Madrigal, are going to be big leaguers. Birdie is at least going to AAA. Vaughn probably belongs in AA right now. Maybe. I don't know how much it really affects their development to be in a place where it says they're playing over their head. I think it's probably better to have a full roster so the pitchers don't blow their arms out pitching a ton of minor league innings, because they will do that. If you have one starter on a minor league team, he'll throw 80 innings in a week or some shit if you don't go in and limit his pitches. And minor league players do get hurt in this. You have a minor league DL, and your minor leaguers will suffer injuries. They will get TJ, sometimes without you even knowing it. Oh man, a lot of these guys playing over their head. What were the Tigers doing? All right. I think hopefully maybe this was informative to you, Duke Meister, but I think I'm gonna shut it down. I'm gonna save, go file, save. Pretty self-explanatory there. And you always get super cool quotes up near the top of the screen while it's saving or loading or anything. And that was our very first full 24 hours with the Tigers. All those deals, shuffling a lot of guys back and forth. But this is just a tiny peek into how much you can do with this game before you even play a game of baseball. Like it's very intricate, and when you have a good league, it is a lot of fun. A good league with guys that are submitting their lineups and changes regularly and everything. It's a good time. But man, I've put in hundreds of hours of this game just playing it by myself. When we flew internationally in 2019, it was my laptop with OOTP on it that got me through the 13-hour flight to Korea. I won't say it was a breeze, but OOTP helps, man. It whiles the hours away. So, yeah, man, I'll talk to you guys later. We'll do the Fabapalooza live Sunday night, hopefully. And until the next ABL cast, thanks for watching.